What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So Lucid is primed and ready for a nice breakout. I'm going to go over some of the data points, latest updates, everything that you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off, it is up 1% over the last couple of days. It's gone through a nice little rally. Today, based on the technicals, it did transition from the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band. And not only that, got over the 50-day moving average. Because if we do take a step back and look, Lucid has only actually gone over that 50-day moving average roughly around 3 times over the last 2 years. So this is a very big thing. And typically when that does occur, usually a very swift, fast breakout does happen. But of course, there's a lot of good things happening behind the scenes as well to really justify Lucid being a good buy. But keep in mind, $7.82 is a very big pivot point to watch for. But if it can actually get over that and stay above that, this is where you will be seeing the $8 range very soon. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. As of right now, you do see a very nice bullish signal behind the scenes. Number of retail investors have been getting in. Today itself, though, is a little bit flat in that regard. But like I said, there has been a lot of good news that's been coming out, starting off with, for instance, the pricing, because a lot of people were very curious on Europe, international prices and so forth. So they did lay out exactly the price of the Air Touring and also the Pure, which kind of isn't that far off from their original estimates that did occur. I believe it was in early 2022. So of course that's fairly good, considering especially from, I think it was March 2022 to 2023, inflation and prices, everything has generally gone up. So it's very interesting to see that their prices are kind of in line with that, but they're hitting the right markets: Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, and Norway. Norway in particular as well. I've done some dedicated videos just on that country, on how almost 80% of all the registered vehicles are EVs. So this is a very huge market for Lucid to be in. So generally, they're coming out with pricing because they are ready to actually ship the vehicles over there, and especially not necessarily just to Europe itself, but on an international scale. So also it goes to show that Lucid is on schedule, because they did say in their Q4 earnings, they laid out everything, and they did say in Q2, they are going to be starting to have all the international deliveries. Based on Bear's workshop, the last flyover that did happen, especially if you compare this from, I think, last month, night and day difference. So clearly a lot of moving parts behind the scenes. And of course, if they are on schedule, that means definitely a lot more revenue potentially coming for Lucid, more so on Q3 and Q4 based on deliveries and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of big things are coming. Over and above that though, there is a Saudi conference that is underway right now between May 21st and 23rd. And this is a very big one because technically they're talking on ESS. And as I've said in the past, ESS is absolutely huge for both Saudi Arabia on how they really want to focus on that for the 2030 vision, especially if they've been really pumping a lot of money in for their infrastructure to accommodate that. But I've brought this one article up. It is very old, unfortunately. So it is from 2021, but it does say that the ESS in among itself for Lucid is going to be worth roughly around 22.8 billion in revenue and so forth by 2030, of course. Even though they haven't really provided that much updates other than I think it's Q1 2022, but still this is something that could very much benefit Lucid investors. And also the PIF and Saudi Arabia 2030 vision, it all comes together perfectly. So this one conference, you might actually see some updates coming in the next couple of days potentially, because normally when it comes down to Saudi Arabia and the PIF, they don't normally announce any updates as of in real time. It's usually a couple days after the actual conference. So just be aware that it might come out potentially Thursday or Friday this week, or you never know, right? It could come out anytime. Let me know you guys' thoughts on that. I've noticed that this is going to be a very big one. And plus this is very much oriented towards US Saudi businesses. So of course, there's very few companies in the US that kind of do interactions with Saudi Arabia. So again, I think this is going to be a very big thing. Over and above that though, I just want to give you a quick overview of, for instance, the rest of the data points, including what shorts are doing. So I'll start off with that because shorts have been a pain a little bit. So short score is currently 93. Utilization is at 100%, and as far as what shorts are doing right now, they're increasing 40.62 thousand. So not too much in the grand scheme of things, considering 23.57% of the free float's being shorted, roughly around 152 million shares. Cost to borrow is going, well, it started high, it's starting to go back down a little bit. So 23.11% is the average. So again, generally speaking, like I said in the past, Lucid does have everything possible for a very good catalyst. Just the only thing it's been missing is a surprise catalyst, and who knows, maybe this conference might be that X factor that causes it to go up. But regardless, I know a lot of Lucid investors aren't in it because of the short interest or in it because of the squeeze potential. They're in it because of the long haul. They're in it for obviously the fundamental business, which in general, I think out of any time in its history so far, this is the most optimistic investors have truly been about the fundamental business. They're starting to actually do things, and I think this is a very important takeaway. And plus, looking here, not necessarily today per se, but over the last several days, it is very much notable that you can see a lot of big money is starting to get in. So of course, that is good in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor though, so you guys do your own due diligence. And on a side note though, a lot of retail investors love to follow what big money is doing, and they are very much buying. So clearly there might be some anticipation behind the scenes that it is going to break this pivot and see the $8 range very, very soon. Over and above that though, looking at options activity, today is kind of evenly divided. So $685,000 in call premiums, 724 in put premiums. So like I said, kind of evenly divided, but be aware, options activity does not move the stock price. It is just merely a sentiment behind the scenes. No different than a lot of other things. So let me know you guys' thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. Do you think something is going to come from this Saudi council or this meeting potentially? And if so, what? Do you think that they are going to finally give an update on ESS? I've been really saying this over the last 3 or 4 earnings per se. The fact that retail does need to ask questions associated to the ESS. Because like I said, I think the last update we've gotten was from Q1 2022. So in investing time period, that is ancient. That's almost like a couple decades. So over and above that though, it's good to see that they are starting to have pricing. And plus it does look like they did announce that today, they said tomorrow, so meaning today, they're going to have episode number 5 on their channel. I haven't checked yet to see if it is out, but these are very good for kind of motivating investors to see exactly the true technology behind the scenes, because I think a lot of people just quickly shout saying that they have the best technology, but very little do understand exactly the fundamentals behind it. Even myself, I absolutely love these because I learned quite a lot. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments below. Technicals are looking fairly good, and like I mentioned, there is a lot of good bullish signals. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. It is only for May. Link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for a free account. You get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Complete no-brainer in my opinion. Moomoo also does offer $0 commission, free level 2 trading. So it is a win-win. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all of this in the comments below. And without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.